Down into the crawl space, we built a nice looking door here. I'd say maybe a third of the way to the old one. 3/4 inch plywood, and makes it very easy to take in and out. It slides underneath the steps. This handle is very nice. You don't put your hands on the wall anymore like some of our old furnace guys did when they were all dirty. And put some felt along here to seal it off. Keeps the small spiders out of it. Right here is what these rest on. They're boards that's anchored up underneath here. It rests on here. It slides underneath here. Rest on these pads. Very nice. Oh, this is cool down here. From the attic to down here. World of difference. All right, we got the light on. That's the first thing I want to talk about. Just like the attic, there's no lights down at that end, and there's no lights on the foundation underneath the sunroom. Just a few more feet and it would have been much more convenient. We worked down here quite a bit preparing this to get our Dr. Basement flooring in, and lights at each end would have been great. So spend a few more bucks, put some lights at the extremities of these units, the crawl space, the attic, and you'll never regret having extra lights. Let's see what temperature we're at right now down here. Well, it looks like it's about 67, something like that. Very nice. The hygrometer has got the humidity reasonable. We close the vents up that used to be in here. That allows that hot, humid air in the summertime to come into here. So generally, it's much drier than it used to be, which makes for a long life of your wood down here. Insulated all the walls, sprayed foam in up between the joists to exterior walls. We used to have silver tape on these insulation panels, and it was peeling off. So I asked the Dr. Basement people to come back, Basement Doctor people to come back and take the silver tape off and put the white tape on, because it seems like it held much better. And they stood behind their product, came out, and I imagine he was here for 3 or 4 hours getting that silver tape off and putting the white tape on, and looks real nice, and the white tape seems to be secure everywhere. It's not peeling back anywhere. There's the Dr. Basement. We drew him up, had a little fun with him. Gave him a cigarette, an earring, peace earring, and some red bloodshot eyes, but that doesn't reflect on his work. His work was excellent, and they did a good job. On the floor, we have plastic matting they put down first, all over the flooring on the stones. Then they put this 20 mil tough material down and sealed it with tape all over, and it is an excellent job they did. You can walk on it, do anything you want.
I can't walk because it's only like 4 foot tall.
Yeah, well, I should say if you were a little person, you could walk on it. But it's pretty rugged stuff. It won't tear anything up. You can see 2 of our geothermal lines coming in from the field, 437 feet of piping in our field, and it all comes up here and then goes into our echo unit in the garage there underneath our sink. We had our old fiberboard ductwork taken out because we were kind of afraid that was the smell that was coming, we were smelling, and we put all steel ductwork in and new ductwork, 2 vents, and they actually put 2 more vents into the house. Now we're going to crawl over to this area here. When we put this flooring in, they said you're going to have a sump pump in here, because if you ever have a plumbing leak, you're going to have a swimming pool down here. Nowhere is this to go, so you're going to have a sump pump. Well, my wife and I have enough energy that we, before they put this down, dug a drain, and it's right there. The rocks are on the lid. Just, I don't know why, but always scares me with field tile that there'll be a snake or something crawl up through here and get in here. So I just put them rocks on there as a weight. And hardest ground I ever worked with. We had to chisel it with screwdrivers and hammers to get through it, and underneath the foundation base over there, and then dig on out to a field tile and drain in there. You'll see the condensation line from the furnace going down there, the white one. The red one is if we ever want to drain everything in the house, our plumbing, we got a shutoff valve. All we do is open that shutoff valve over there, and all the plumbing in the house will go down and out this drain. I don't see a real need for it, but I thought, well, we're working, let's do it in. Let's just put this in too. So you'll see that everything is nice and clean down here. If you ever had to come down here in a violent storm, tornado warnings, you could just about bring a book down here, make yourself comfortable till the all clear is gone. We don't want storage down here either. Again, when we moved in, there was, oh, you wouldn't believe the mason jars and all the collection down here on the stones.
On the cardboard.
Yeah, on the cardboard I was telling you about. But we are not going to leave a mess for our kids to deal with. So if we don't use it, get rid of it, and don't store stuff that you don't use. Just get rid of it. But a wonderful job they did. New Knoxville Supply put in the geothermal unit, all the new ductwork, and I don't care where you go, any square inch you pick, it's excellent work that they did. So, crawl space is great. This is how you want to finish your house. I look for 100 years from now the wood in this crawl space to be good, solid, and protected from the moisture, from the insulation, and coming up from the bottom underneath the gravel and the ground. And it's the way to finish a house and make it into a premium house, which this is. And they did a wonderful job. Before they came, we took the stone and kind of graded it so if it did leak, that we'd have little trowels that went to our drain, just enough that the puddle, it wouldn't puddle in one huge spot. And it didn't take much to do, a day and afternoon down here. And working in your crawl space, pleasant. We just came from the attic where I bet you it was 97 degrees, and now we came down here where it's 67. So it's a real pleasant environment, and it almost makes you want to come down here on a hot summer day and just say, hey, this is where I'm going to stay for the day. But they did a nice job, and this is a premium way to finish your basement. Again,
I think I was aiming the light right at the camera.
again, put lights at your extremities where you can see things. We need one more in this back room here underneath the crawl space or the sunroom out there. They did a nice job in there, but when we were working and cleaning up, we had to have electric cords and lights all over the place down here. All unnecessary. If just for a few bucks more, we would have put lights in the extremities of these attics and the attic and the crawl space here. So, don't know much more except for I think this was worth it. It's got its value. I hope it adds to the resale. I hope it doesn't. Some people don't like new ideas. Those people, what can you say? They just have to live with themselves. But I think this, the Basement Doctor Company did a wonderful job down here, and it's a great way to finish your house and protect the wood that's in your crawl space from excessive moisture.
Are you going to tell them about the PEX and the lines and all that, or not?
Oh, nothing. It's just all of our plumbing comes to the house, comes down through here and then up to the fixtures, and so we put new PEX lines in with the crimps and double crimp most things, and it came out real good. Put insulation over all the hot water lines, and but it was pleasant working down here, and
Yeah, it was fun.
okay.
It was great.
Well, we do things that we don't like doing sometimes, but we go ahead and do them. Show you how easy this door is to put back. You just put it up against the back wall there, lay it down, and shove it under the steps, and it sits there nicely.